to 8.
Exactly.
Right?
We are accepting. Look, that means as government,
that means that from 100 kwacha,
as government,
that means honorable that from 100 kwacha, I would buy a number of things from 100 kwacha.
Yes, that was then
from MMD,
because by the time when
inflation is times 2, that is about around 15%.
Exactly.
And there's so much little I can buy from 100 kwacha. I'm finding it hard on how you're explaining, Honorable, on how
you wanted
things were better.
You wanted the mid-meal to be at 20 kwacha.
I would have expected things to be to
go at 20 kwacha.
Not to worsen as things are now.
To go at 20 kwacha.
Even lesser than that.
No, it can't happen.
Leadership. There's something wrong with the leadership. It's that simple. There's no two ways about it. There's just something wrong with the leadership. As leaders, we must begin to pull our socks up.
Hello guys, so lelo tualalanda kopari economy nangura economics kai there's a lot of confusion nabantunga mwaisa mwaranda tiyo the PF government is not doing the right thing in terms of leading this country. Abantu barafulungana jawo emunini nabakule misebo nabakule patala abantu finch bafwaya bali mupato muntu. It's not because bali mupato muntu, it's the difference in understanding the way economics works and the way a country is run. So they don't go simple illustration I wanted to understand for those that do not understand the way economics works nangola icharo if they chitikanga mamona fati kwacha yapona yakwera nangushani abantu bamtashita understand ai bese fe kumone fare mona namenso yabo ngabamone misebo atiyo obuteko bulebomba. They don't know where that money is coming from. Nangola bambali shibati bale nabakongola, but we don't know the way things are working, right? So they don't defo kuminanga ko ka example. But before that, let me pour this water away. Okay, so if we turn that government tapanga policies ayaksta protect interests yama Zambians. Ero kuraba bambi balesa mkuranda yo Mwila the government tapare for ifwikire ya mchitira mfwikire mwebene you need to work hard. But if you are somebody that does a lot of reading Angola research kumonama countries yambi flechitika na Angola history, then you will understand that the government plays a very huge role in improving the lives of the country. If charo chonsecho mwisa mona chachita develop or chapona, usually it's not because the people are independently doing if they grow economy. It's because they have a good leader. It's the same people. Let's say munchite akashaka abantu bamobene ebwadi na bena shaka ebwa bonfeshe. The same army shaka used to defeat other tribes with a different leader before Shaka Zulu. Those people were not able to conquer other tribes. So for example, if I'm not a good leader, I'll lose that battle. But I have a lot of people. But a good leader that comes and inherits me, I send the army and so the leader is very important in terms of running a country. So which type of business, but or Huresta runway kaube independent. What you don't understand is that the government has to create an environment or rather an atmosphere that is good for business, so that business you equate. Now kwataka capital. Government ingatabikile kwa policies to protect interest ya business your business is going to fail, and this is the state of our country. So, but anyways, let me talk about investment. Epuma kwa tidama misplaced priorities by the investment. We do not understand investment very well. So I want to illustrate it in a very simple way. Let's say this is Zambia. Iliquidi mukati ema minerals ya Zambia. And one thing that you need to realize is that we're not going to have those minerals we have in Zambia forever. The world is dynamic, it changes. Akare soti ya rikwati ni diamond ngawakwata soti nshabantu bakora kutina, but fiat chinja. So the same way we have copper now. In the future, people might change to another kind of mineral. Another mineral will be discovered. And what are we going to be? Oronga yapwa, finish to such. So we need to make good use of what we have when we have it. so that by the time things are changing, we are also otherwise we shall forever be behind in history and in the future, because we have been behind in history as well. So okay, in Zambia, if you look at this is an investor from China, and these are workers from Zambia. These are foreigners that have opened shops in Zambia. Let's say Pep stores, ShopRite, Game, and other businesses being run in Zambia by foreigners. Muchemba futi. Uyu ni investor umuntu ureza mukwisura company mu Zambia. Uyu ni bari ababomba bashmaini banani kane ba muntu bare bomba bare pangempia mu Zambia. So investor ngaisa mu Zambia bara musumisha fyai aya ayisuda company yakwe ashita employer abantu. So ngashita employer abantu baimba kopanga ni gold nganishi ngani diamond. Investor asendai ule investor ama minerals achitanani aimba baya shangani ku America indarama shiranga basha era ama minerals indarama shakwe asenda pato alikuwa tana Bank of China mu Zambia nomba, so abantu bara staff deposit indarama shabo direct mu Bank of China. So shirenda rama after shimbinga banksha atora kuchara kumyabo shimbi baforesha bare bashmaini ba muntu or whoever is working in the country. So indarama isha wekera mu country eishi nomba ishindarama na shenanga bachitanani bafora bana mkushita if yakuri ama groceries if yakufora muya kuisa temu muya ShopRite muya ku Game muya ku Pep stores mkushite yakufora so nga mwaya kulya ku Game na kuma ShopRite mwa shite fintwai ba muntu murebo mbendana neshima pocket aishacho mu Bank of Zambia mwashita kuri bashita South Africa mwashitanga nishi because Mzambia tatuta manufacture free fiance to shitafe. So look at what we remain with. We remain with an empty bottle because there are a few things that we buy from the locals, but Mozambia. So imagine in Damasho session mwachipanga shaya charo kumbi shamkunonke charo chimbi na futi investor na monthly in futi ya kwana imbama minerals Mzambia na mone fere chepaga if you are film fair no ule investor irama minerals asenda aya shakumbi indara meshinge asenda tora kuchara kumyabo shimbi aisa afure shabari bomba Mzambia bari bomba Mzambia 14 month end bashama tuition bari pira ma school fees ya bana but teachers na benanga bafora na bena baya kuisa baya kuma Pep stores baya kuma ShopRite ama foreign companies baya bashita indalama shaya numba production ngayale chitikira mu Zambia so shirendalama shiyesho tuli mukushite shiri ya South Africa ngama companies ayali ya mu Zambia. It means that shonse shirendalama shumule chitanga mwaimba ama minerals mwaya mwatwala shire chita circulate within the same country nishi indalama shala afura, then our country is going to grow. So ama policies that implement abaneswai if you para China, you cannot go to China and open a company by yourself. Ama policies yam China yabat ngawaisa ku China urefo kusire company ufukire wasanga mu Chinese umu, then you become partners, and then after mwachita partner hapo yalaba hafu yowe hafu ya mu Chinese. So it means that in the national session chita generate mu China, half of it most of it actually will remain in the country. Ama workers will actually employ you want say policy yaba tufukire wachita employ at least ama Chinese ngifia parakati utuma restaurant bala kwe batoke maybe mfukire mwabako ama Chinese cooks nga murasta prepare fya kulifia special from country kumie nishe mwalasta ko employ umuntu umbi wa work from kuchara kumino, but most of the workers have to be Chinese. Then partner obenaena nga mwapanga profit half yalashara mu China, half yowe shimbi mwafure shama ama weka so indara meshire shara mchalo shingi nomba mu Zambia tatwa kwa ta policy yo. So mu Chinese ngaisa nangu ma foreign companies ayaisa ngaisa ama Zambians tabakwa tamwa mashare isa. Here it's a policy. You cannot open without a Chinese partner. Takwadi, tetu iso ye company. So, icharo chesu na chena ngabari kweta mano ya kutontonganya toke. We need to empower our people. Ndalame shine nangunga ba kongora. Bashisunga kushimbi mbanki. Then ulio muntunga de isa. Esa na ishwe for kushita mo investor. This person comes enlightened with what he wants to do business for. He's got that knowledge of running that business while you don't. But because the policy says that you need to have a partner, they have no choice. It means that I must use mwalamba ukusambirira. So nga mwasambirira ulio muntu. If that person ever decides to leave the country, that business is not going to die. Why? Because with a partner wa shereko adi shwefe kutarani la business adi shiba nga muremba kopa adi shiba kopa nga mwaimba mkushia kuisa mchitenshi, so that business will continue running because a partner knows how to run it. But if this person just comes and then opens their company, this is why they can keep making threats, and we Zambians or rather Africans, we start acting like slaves because we don't ya icharo economy yara kripo. Nombanga adequate partner ngaya, you don't want to follow our rules, you don't want to pay tax, go. People will not be afraid, eh? But we are afraid because if that person leaves, those employees lose their jobs, and then the consumers also stop getting those products they wanted, which will cripple the economy. So it makes us slaves in the mind. Development.
All right, so I'm not really going to play everything, but at least you got the gist of what the young man was talking about. So we are back again. We are Z Corner, and of course we are here to talk about progressive things. And today on the lineup we have powerful topics. We are going to be discussing the IMF, and we're also going to be talking about the petitions that the nullified members of parliament who are actually impersonating members of parliament. They have been petitioned by GEARS, which is the Governance, Elections, Advocacy Research Services. So Avena Bowman Lusambo and all the petitioned members of parliament whose seats were nullified have been petitioned. So yala kosako, because their stay in parliament is actually being compromised. And lastly, we are going to be talking about the PF members who are angry with our former Republican president Edgar Lungu because apparently, reportedly, allegedly, he paid 1 million kwacha to Davies, Mwila, and Samuel Mukupa. So I'm a PF members. They are like, oh wait, how can we be wallowing in poverty? And then Vakateka, he lost terribly, and he ends up adding salt to the injury by giving 1 million kwacha to the SG and the national chairperson. So Davies, Mwila, and Samuel Mukupa. So a lot of PF members are very, very annoyed, and they are planning to have some sort of either protest or riot or raid at the residency of Edgar Lungu. So is this going to happen, and why is it going to happen? So of course, joining me today is one of my lovely panelists. He goes by the name of Mr. Jason Chibwe. And I would love to ask you viewers right now to kindly take 1 second of your precious time. By the way, Murishani, how's everybody doing? Muzuile Chwani, I hope everybody is good. It's very good to see your lovely faces once more. You guys are looking so good. I'm so happy that you are healthy. And as usual, you need to help Z Corner grow by sharing the video. So if you are hearing my voice right now, kindly take 1 second of your life, share this video on your timeline, and in 5, different Facebook groups. So by the end of this conversation, I need to see at least over 100 shares, because you guys are going to be sharing on your timeline and in 5 different Facebook pages or rather groups that you belong to. So chila muntu ude tutamba afuire ashta share imku 6 page yakwe and in 5 different Facebook groups. So thank you very much. It really helps us go a very long way. Anyhow, without further ado, let's continue having this particular conversation. I can see some people rolling through. So Brother Jason, good evening, and how are you doing this evening?
Good evening, Brother Muna, and good evening, viewers. And I'm glad to see Brother Moses Lombanya. I think today actually I've joined you just like to come and get the permission. I'm attending an engagement party for one of my lovely friends. He's been my childhood friend.
Wow, congratulations to him.
Yes. So now, you know, I'm passionate about the economics and how nations actually are built when they understand the economy. Actually, I was not supposed to join you live. I was just supposed to get permission on the background. I'm so impressed. I'm very encouraged by what the young man articulated concerning how the economy works. This is why I always talk about, to say, you know, I don't know if we have the right people in authority, we have the right people in governance, but I'm sure having Hakainde Hichilema as our president, His Excellency, somebody who understands how the economy is supposed to work and how we can boost our GDP. The young man actually has articulated important things. You know, Brother Muna, there is no way we can build our economy if we continue being a consuming society. I call ourselves as a consuming society, because we need to remember that if we have investors actually who are not partnering with the locals, they will always be getting our monies and being able to send them back to the country. So I always talk about, when the president talks about you are going to create jobs, you are going to do this and that. Now the question is, what about the manufacturing industry? Because Brother Muna, actually, that's where the stamina of any country's economy lies. Because if we don't have any manufacturing industry, you know that we just continue seeing our foreigners making money and off they fly. They get all our minerals, benefits, and the like. So I'm very much impressed about what he has articulated. I'm sure even a commoner in the deepest areas of our country, Zambia, has got one or two things. So, Brother Muna, I don't know if you are going to allow me to use Bemba.
Of course.
Can I?
You've muted yourself. Yes, you can use any language you are comfortable with. If I told so skilla if we everything to the one feature, fiance, feel free. You need to unmute yourself, Brother Jason. You're muted. You muted yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes, now you're back.
Yeah, thank you so much. One of the successful traits is that you need to understand your weaknesses and your strength. And one thing I always agree with you is our 10-0, our administrator is that charisma of which, if we are to rate between you and I, it is 10 out of 4. But you know, Brother Moon, I'm somebody actually, you know, like I said earlier on, I'm a teacher by professional, and I'm also by accountant, of which you know, and I love economics. And I tell people to say, if you continue talking about Kwacha appreciating minus talking about what are we doing on the ground to make the Kwacha appreciating, which means we are fighting actually a losing battle. I was very surprised, but Tuangurube, who scored the state council today, is saying we are still waiting for 14 hours. I was very much disappointed, because, you know, somebody who is learned You need to understand actually these basic things, so that even when you are educating the people on the ground, but it's to understand, we don't have to politicize anything, because if we keep on politicizing any issue, we are just killing our own country. And nobody, no foreigner has any interest in building our country. Actually, their interest is to grab the resources and go and build the towers in their countries. So, Murumendo of Achilondra brother Muna, Nalondra Bunefsuma san. Mamonaka, economy's GDP actually considers the individuals actually who are the locals producing certain things actually which is able to be sold outside of the country and within the country. But if we just keep on saying we are going to create the employment, because creating an economy from the service industry, it doesn't fit an economy. Manfa brother Muna, we are going to employ whatever teachers, we are going to employ whatever nurses, we are going to employ whatever lawyers. It cannot build an economy, brother Muna. The people are going to benefit the more out of the income which those teachers, the nurses, the lawyers, the journalists are going to be making. Are those guys actually who are manufacturing? Look at our economy this time. It is the Chinese who are selling the chickens. It is the Chinese who are mixing these chemicals and making juice. Zambians ourselves, no wonder always said to say, what was wrong with our forefathers? Because there was something, brother Muna, which you and I understand, and the viewers, to say, in our culture, they saw whatever new idea that came on the market as a threat actually to overthrow the king, which was wrong. No wonder these guys, the Chinese, the Europeans, and whatever we can call those guys, they have capitalized on that weakness, because they have come to understand to say, whatever we see, no matter we are in a light-skinned, that skin of I don't want to insult, a white skin, whatever we say, it is a gospel truth. But what we should understand, no wonder we are advocating to say, if we are to build an economy of our country, imfumu kumushikulia, bakateka, ba politician, the local government, the civic government, we should begin to embrace the local entrepreneurs, brother Muna. Because actually it is the local entrepreneurs who are going to boost the economy of our country, and subsequently improving the rate of our currency. But if we are going to be stuck in a consuming state, Ababantu, they will continue benefiting, they will continue dictating, they will continue imposing sanctions on us. Because as Africans, that's why I believe among abantu. But I want to help you. Yes, brother Muna.
Brother Jason, I've got a question. Why don't our opposition leaders challenge the government with regards to relevant issues, like the issue of policies? Just like the young man illustrated, they are supposed to be lobbying for policies that benefit Zambians and empower citizens. But why are we dealing with trivial matters like tribalism, matters that are not even going to add anything to our economy? Why are our opposition leaders focusing on irrelevant things, and how can we improve that? Because they are the ones who are supposed to be, putting the pressure and making sure that they steer the current government in the right direction. Why do they focus on trivial things and things that are baseless and useless and that don't even hold any substance? Why is our opposition so weak and so mediocre, to say nothing but the least? Brother Jason, are you still
there?
Muna,
are you able to get me?
Loud and clear.
I'm still here.
Yes.
Are you
Did
getting
you hear
me?
my question? I can hear you
Brother
loud and
Muna,
clear.
Brother Muna, we are having people in opposition actually who are not focused. You know, if somebody doesn't have any focus, Brother Muna, that person is not disciplined. Today, actually, I was explaining to this guy actually who got engaged to say, my friend, if you are not going to make your marriage happen, nobody else is going to make your marriage going to happen. You need to make an objective which is time bound to say in 2 years' time, we need to see ourselves to be there. Now, the problem that we are having with these politicians who are called themselves learning or because they are able to articulate it's sungu, without being objective. That's why they are always dwelling on those trivial matters, Brother Muna. Instead of challenging the government on the issues of importance, they always want to politicize anything, taking advantage of the vulnerability of the people actually who are on the ground for lack of information of how the economy is supposed to work. Bala bebe pana tukula bridge, na tukula emisebo, na tukula ama clinics. But what are those things going to do? Because we are talking about the service industry. That is not a production industry, Brother Muna. Now, because efon dangirati, tualikwata abantu abaya kuskuru, Brother Muna. But amano, they are still in the red stone age, in the red stone age, where we think to say, uyu muntu ngachitefi limbyala pokomush. I ask one question to my grandfather to say, Granny, why are we not developed as Africans? My granny was very direct to the point, and that's what even made me to change my mind. To say, Mwishkuru wandi, Allah, efo chali ulutambirwe suruali ukwevati, bachindikishe ndoshi. So Mwalasanga, to be direct on the point, I'm a politician to kwete, Indoshi, Brother Muna. Indoshi, they are not objective. They don't consider how is the society going to be? How is the country going to be after so many periods? Indoshi, their aim is to disturb the goodwill of an individual. We are having wrong individuals in the parliament representing us, making actually the constitution of our country. That's why yesterday, if you remember, we were talking about the Public Order Act. It is an act actually which can help to control the order of our country, which can prevent confusion whereby this opposition party comes to have, let's say, in Ironi constituents or Luansha Centro, they are having a rally on
Brother Jason, seems we are losing you. Your internet is giving us some, uncomfortable moments here. So anyway, while Brother Jason is at it, Brother Moses, Brother Jason, are you back? Brother Jason, you there? All right, Brother Jason is having issues. Anyway, let's flip it over and pass it over to Brother Moses. Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Evening, thank you. How are you? And how are you, panelists?
I'm very good. Can you kindly stop playing what you're playing in the background because we can hear the feedback. So if you're on the stream, just concentrate on this live stream. I hope you're not really playing us in the background using another phone or using loudspeakers.
Is it okay now?
I think so. I should think so. No. The feedback is still there. Do you have headsets?
Yes, I have.
All right. Try using headsets, then I'll bring you back. Brother Bobby, good evening. All right. It seems today's internet is tripping. Yes,
Connect
Brother
me.
Jason.
I want to finish my thoughts.
Yes, Finish. You're
So,
back.
Brother Muna, you asked a very important question, that why don't these guys actually oppose in a positive manner? We are having wrong individuals representing us. Yeah? Because there is a culture in our country whereby,
but why do we have wrong individuals representing us? Then there's something wrong with us, the citizens, correct?
Yes, but there is something wrong about us, the citizens, because the majority of Zambians, we are not adequately informed, Brother Muna. Yeah? Few individuals like us have got relevant individuals. That's why Batutwa would gain a momentum on saying we are waiting for 14 hours to see a dollar appreciate. How is the dollar going to appreciate? Eh? Did you create any manufacturing industry to see our economy appreciate? What is Kwacha actually leaning on? Are we trading anything to Congo which we Zambians are producing? So, we are having politicians actually who are seeing the loopholes on the vulnerabilities of the citizens of this country.
All right, Brother Jason. Again, the internet is killing us. The internet is killing us, Brother Jason. All right. It seems Brother Jason needs to fix his internet. Brother Moses, you're back. Or Brian. Yeah, I hope you are properly dressed. We don't want to see Ama offers. Ama offers in a finto. Because a lot of people are watching us. So, just sit up. Be in a very good professional state, because like that, you're kind of laid back. And it's not really a good impression for the people out there, So, yeah, we'll bring you here as soon as you fix yourself. Put on a shirt and, be involved. Brother Moses, how are you? You're back? Unmute yourself, sir. Yes. Much better, but the volume is muffled. So what you need to do is you just need to bring the mic closer to your mouth, then just project your voice a little bit louder so that we can hear you. All right, it's pretty terrible. I don't know. Today we're having like a very bad reception with regards to the internet. Let's try Brother Mark James. Brother Mark James, how are you? Good evening.
Good evening, Muna. How are you?
Lovely. Your sound is awesome. This is so refreshing. Good. So today's topic is basically we're trying to find out, why do we have mediocre opposition? Why don't they give us good objective points that people can really get to benefit from? Let's say, for example, policies, good governance policies that benefit the Zambians, the citizens, and just basically help propel the economy to another level. Why are our opposition so mediocre that they are only focusing on trivial things that don't even add anything to the GDP? For example, tribalism. What the hell does tribalism have to do with the economy? And how can we propel ourselves and just become a better nation with regards to improving our economy? Why are we so tolerant, and why are we tolerating mediocre opposition? What's wrong? Is it the citizens, or how can we rectify this situation?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Mona. And it's a practical thing, it's a thing which is happening in Zambia. And one of the things that is leading to that, because all those who are aiming for political offices, there is one thing they know: how to get the numbers of people, those who would want to support them or to support them. So the majority of the people, they will look at, okay, if I do this, I've got a huge following. And from there, then they know that they can ascend to that position. So that is one thing, and they've read the minds of Zambians who would not concentrate on serious issues, who would want just to politicking on very, very trivial, things. So as a result, the politicians go that way, knowing that if I go this way, people will be clapping, people will be happy, and I've got numbers. Come time for elections, just over those small issues, you find that people will tend to vote for that individual. So that is the way I believe people have analyzed Zambian politics. Then on those politicians,
Brother Mark James, thanks a lot. I'll get back to you. We have like a long discussion, but first of all, Brother Jason is in a rush because he not Chidila. Brother Jason. So let him finish the point. Then he can go. Brother Jason, kindly conclude and then you can go do your thing.
Yes. So Brother Muna, like I was saying, we have wrong people representing us. Actually, I even wanted to say, do we have the people who are well informed when it comes to do politics actually and the development of the nations? We are having people who are unable to distinguish between politics and the leadership. Mafumona Brother Munaka and the viewers. We are having people actually who are saying, let me go and join politics in order to make money. This is why, let me disclose to the viewers, I'm inclined to DP. I was supposed actually to represent DP on mayoral position just for marketing of the party. But I told my president to say, I don't want to join politics as a cadre who wants actually to sack from the seat, because looking at DP, it is a party actually which is at the city stage. No Mama Brother Muna, majority of individuals actually who are calling themselves to be politicians are a people who are unable to distinguish politics and leadership. When you go into politics, you need to remember to say you are a leader. You are somebody who is going there in order to fight for the rights of the citizen of that community, the rights of the citizen of that constituency. So whatever issues that comes into their minds, it is all about to pangendalama. Let us disturb. Even if somebody is working actually on something that is up to developing this country of ours, just to disturb the agenda of that individual. That's why in a Fondeta Shaba HH, somebody who is very careful, even in the way he's doing things, is a man who is very careful analyzing, he's not just making appointments from the blues just because one is an uncle, one is a cousin, one or maybe is a son of a sister. He's making sure that he's picking on individuals who are able to run with his vision. Because Brother Muna, one of the frustrating things, even in business, is to engage people who are not attached to your vision. Mwamonaka, Brother Muna, engaging people who are not attached to a vision, you will be frustrated, Brother Muna, because you'll be thinking that these people actually they are doing the good work on the ground. Actually, nishvareko naula. Kafia bachileba ba Edgar Lungu, bale babe pati boss filife wino, but nishvareko naula. Because there are people who don't understand how to build a legacy of a country. They don't think about what you think, Brother Muna, to say in 100 years' time. All of us will be no more. Bantu badaba muno kwebati maybe this life muya yaya. So often we cannot build the economy of this country if we are having wrong individuals actually who are thinking with their bellies, who are actually dry in their heads. Because umutwenga walubana Brother Muna nishifintu fya pena. That's why in a personally take mitasha take mirumba. Brother Muna, you are somebody of a charismatic character, somebody who is very intelligent. following following. But because I saw that this guy is up to something which is positive, actually, to the development of our country. No wonder I decided to join you. So, offer to lacking in Africa, it is leadership. We lack leadership. And we are blaming the individuals, and we are blaming also the culture on the ground, which has shaped the mentality of these individuals. Because people are informed based on their mindset. Mindset in Gayapena brother Muna. No wonder in Zambia, Mwarasanga up to now, we don't believe in ourselves, all because of our skin color. These the so-called Chinese. They call themselves, my friend, come and do business in Zambia. I don't have capital. They say, that skin color of yours is capital. Because they understand our psychology. But the reason is because of the lack of leadership. Mwila Sangati, in Zambia, it is a country whereby, or let me just say the entire Africa, it is a continent whereby Africans, we don't want to stand our ground and be able to appreciate what we have on the ground. Tumona kwa chumusunguri mbiniresa. Brother Moon. So, but the way an economy works, we need to understand that in order to grow our GDP, we need to have the local industry active, the local industry being able to produce, the local industry being able to retain the proceeds, actually the income in the country, because foreign anga to amurekeresha akura panga capital bale kula na matawas could buy kuya mwamonaka icho often done brother Muna to say we need to engage the traditional leaders, we need to engage the civic leaders, we need to engage actually the president, so that they should start campaigning. They should start advocating on these issues, because tukala komplena amasene bale twibira amabwe ama Chinese bale twibira amabwe. But how is the state of our mentality ourselves as Zambians? So to grow an economy, we need to have a local entrepreneur actually who is able to retain the income in that particular country. Foreigner takachite beauty economy ya chalo. Mwamona, that's why nangwabena tutwa, those politics, the trivial politics that they are making to say we are still waiting for 14 hours. What did PF did, which is manufacturing an economic activity? Imisebo, ama bridges, bushe, nifinshpire panga filia, are those roads being able to employ abantu? Are those feeder road job are if you are being able to employ abantu? So they don't have to be trivial. To teach you Zambians, let me emphasize, a politician is not a buyer. If you are going to be choosing actually civic leaders based on Alashta Sano Bwalwa, no wonder Bamiretere Fibuku, no wonder Bamiretere Kachasu, so that inga mwakolwa mwabavotera chulia muntu Alashto Bwalwa. But a politician is somebody actually who is focused, a politician is somebody who is able to work, to die, actually for the good of the society, the good of the constituents, the good of the world, and the good of the country entirely. Umuntu aba serious to teach you is somebody actually are the people who have the brains to build this country. We call politicians or politics in Africa to be a dirty game because we engage, we have allowed dirty individuals like Baloya Batuangurube, Balisambirila, but look at the behavior. So I think the problem yambira background, Brother Moon and the viewers, because we don't know how to choose a civic leader, because we don't understand the influence of that civic leader in the long run. Umuntu ngare nwina kukomboni ngamwamubika pacha mbaso nga nichakulwa. alamba okukolera ku tawuni, and do you think is going to mind you? Akalera ndala kulanda chikombo nikulata kwa befiko. So an economy is built when a local entrepreneur is empowered. So today konkomesha bakateka. If you have nepotism in the economic empowerment, bafifumiepo, if he wants to see the individuals actually running his vision. By church na bakwata vision as an economics. But nga chakwe bati bala suminisha kujabu ino mututu primitivity yakare ili yakwe bati, let us empower Batonga. Let us not empower the members. Look at the credibility of individuals. Let him look at the ability of individuals actually who can help him realize the potential of this country. I always say, my motto is, my skin color is not a boundary. Ina nshitino musungu brother Muna, nshitino mu Chinese, nshitino mu Lebanese. When it comes to business, I'm always straightforward. Boy, these are my terms and conditions of this business. If you don't like it, you leave it. If you like it, go for it. So bakateka berachi tatenga bamono musungu bamona kwati ni Yesu awe. Bakateka, I'm sure, is having actually the intelligence which is getting what we are discussing here. We are advocating, you intelligence personnel, give our president the right information, give our president the information actually which we are advocating for. Tatulefa mulu fieba HH ngefo malu fieba Edgar Lungu. Boss if in Filibuino in Shari Penapa ground. So I think Brother Muna, I submit and I'm saying ngep senda oka permission mweba na bakwale sama Zambians. Njerereni kona alikuwa tefi akulanda na alikani papa mupashi. Ndi mwana wa mpofu, but because of mindset transformation na alimona what a man is able to actualize when you just adjust your mind. It is not all about all the skin color. It is not all about being an African, but it's all about adjusting your mind. And you can do what a Lebanese can do. You can do what an Indian can do. You can do what a Chinese can do. I submit my administrator.
All right. Have a good one, Brother Jason. Enjoy your function. We're looking forward to having you tomorrow. So thank you for your perspective.
Welcome, Brother Muna. May God guide you.
All right, boss. Take care.
Bye.
Yes. So, Brother Moses, I hope you have rectified the situation. Unmute yourself.
Yes, dear.
Yes, but your voice is still muffled. It's still low. But anyway, let's try it. And then we see how we're going to pick it up from there. Then we're going to come to Brother Mark James. So, Brother Mark James, you need to stay with us because we have a very serious discussion. And I need serious answers from these discussions that we're going to be having. So, Brother Moses, what's your take on our initial talking points?
Hello, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, we are able to hear you, but not really as loud and as clear. But anyway, just go on. Give us your quick take.
Okay. Yeah, I will talk on the things which can push our economy here in Zambia.
All right, Brother Moses, I think it's not really working. It's not really working. And our viewers, we're having a lot of trouble getting to understand what you're saying. And there's too much noise. Just try to fix it. Sorry?
Hello, what about the...
Oh,
now?
Okay. Now it's better. Now it's really good. Okay, go for it. Okay.
I was saying I will take on the point of economy here in Zambia. We know the president as the budget has been so sweet sounding, and the employee of maybe 30 teachers, 30,000 teachers and 11,000 nurses. This is good, but I'll concur with my brother there, Jason, just from speaking now. We need to have income industries, not only service industries. These income industries are the industry which is going to contribute to the economy of this country. We cannot just rely on service where we work and build. No, we need to work for Zambians. Yes, we cannot support this tribalist, these people in opposition who are just talking about tribalist things and trivial matters. No, we need these people to change their mind because they are serving for the people of Zambia. They are not serving for themselves.
Okay, we're having trouble with Brother Moses' connection again. So, Mr. McJames, we're back to you again. So now, let's try to decipher the problem. Let's try to tackle it from the base. How do we prevent mediocrity from happening? So let me give you a pointer of why this keeps on happening over and over again. Number one, the way we sort of filter out our leaders is where the problem is. Let's say, for example, Innocent Kalimashi, the trajectory he was moving on at that particular time, right? He was gaining a lot of popularity. He was becoming very, very strong, and he was becoming a force to reckon with. Of course, I'm not trying to impersonate Bowman Lusambo there. So what usually happens is, according to the way our political structure is set up, we choose popular people on the ground. And these are the people who are filtered out to the, most important crucial roles. For example, everybody knows the history of Bowman Lusambo. Everybody knows how Bowman Lusambo got on the political arena. But due to the fact that he was so very vigorous with regards to his marketing, with regards to propelling his agenda and just moving up the ranks in the political arena, right? He was able to even become a minister. So if you look at the genesis of Bowman Lusambo and how he rose up the ranks and how he started presiding over a very important governmental role, if I can put it that way, right? Look at where he's coming from and how he was chosen to end up being the minister of Lusaka. It's because of the way that we get to appoint people. In Zambia, we only appoint due to the fact that somebody is popular, somebody is able to use NATO forces, somebody is able to organize criminal gangs, and then he's able to become so popular and so powerful and so influential. And these are the people that we empower with such huge roles. So from the onset of things, right, our filtering criteria is what is lacking. Because if we use this same hypothesis and this same methodology, right, Innocent Kalimanshi would have been the defense minister if we were to go on with the Patriotic Front, because he's using the blueprint of Bowman Lusambo. And it wasn't going to be a very long time for him to have a very powerful role in government. So as you can see, from the onset of things, the way that we get to choose our leaders is very wrong. So this is one of the reasons why if you're able to be if you're a very sophisticated type of person, you know how to please the people, you know how to use gangs, you know how to pay taxi drivers, marketers, marketeers, you're able to make sure that you've got enough political clout in Zambia, and from that you are able to have good roles in government. And this is where we end up messing up, because clearly these people do not have, well, I can't really say they do not have a clue, right? But it's not really in their interest, because that's not their agenda. That's not their agenda, So there's no way they are going to be advocating for good policies when you're a Bowman Lusambo, because it's not part of their agenda. Why is it going to be part of your agenda when your background is, contrary to that of making good policies? This is one of the reasons why we are having such discussions. So let me play you another important interview that Bowman Lusambo had. And I know I use Bowman Lusambo because Bowman Lusambo is a blueprint of what a wrong leader is. That's why I keep on using Bowman Lusambo day in, day out, because he's a blueprint of what a wrong leader is, you know. So I know about Bowman Lusambo, and when I go into his territory, I know that. But, you know, this is the type of, you know, work that we have decided to undergo. So anyway, let me play this. Let me play this. So listen to this. Just listen to the way he analyzes and thinks.
I can assure you that the things which were in Bill 10, they were very progressive.
What was progressive?
One,
Bill 10?
One, we wanted Zambia as a Christian nation to be enshrined in our constitution. That was progressive.
It is in the constitution.
Enshrined in the constitution. We wanted to be enshrined in the constitution.
Zambia as a Christian nation is already in the constitution. So anyway,
the issue to do with the youth, okay, bring the youth to Kavushi constituency. He will be bruised because you have no.
And when he says bring a youth to Kavushi constituency, right? He's not figuratively talking about that. He's literally talking about a youth being bruised. Why? Because he's got NATO forces, he's got criminal gangs. So he's not figuratively speaking about things. He's talking about things literally. You understand? Anyway, let me play it some more.
Have no capacity to fight with a bulldozer.
He's got no capacity to fight. A lot of people might think he's talking about it from a figurative perspective, but that was literal as hell. He was being literal. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay, but as the country, we wanted youths to be represented in parliament.
How?
To have a mixed thing.
That is deceptive, Honorable, because as a
sorry,
country, we are.
I think you kind of lost the video footage. Hold on, let me just add it one more time. My apologies. So yeah, let's do it one more time. I kind of got carried away, so sorry about that. So yeah,
we have a mixed thing.
That is deceptive, Honorable, because as a country, we are a signatory to a charter in terms of representation. Let me just put this out. Local representation.
Are you supposed to
reach 30%
are you aware that
of women
are you aware that
in parliament?
Are you aware that I'm a minister?
I am aware.
And are you aware that I'm a member of parliament?
I am aware. And you are being honest about it, because in parliament, as a country, we have signed up to a charter that we must have at least 30% representation of women in parliament.
We subject them to what?
We haven't reached 30%.
We subject them to
we haven't reached
competition.
30%.
We subject them to competition.
We haven't reached 30%.
Why?
So do we need to have another?
Brother Mark James, maybe it's just me. How do you feel watching that small snippet of that interview? How does that make you feel?
Otherwise, Muna is very interesting. Though I might not necessarily want to discuss about the personality of Mr. Bowman Lusambo, but looking at the way he's articulating and the way he's answering questions, you can tell that somebody's answering because of the authority or the power he has, not necessarily responding to the questions posed to him, because he knew at that time that he could say anything, and whatever will say it is right because he's a minister, because he's a member of parliament. He has got what it takes. So there was that zeal coming from the power given or invested in him. So he did not regard even the interviewer himself. So it was like more or less like his show. He was not responding to the questions according, but just the way he thinks things should be done according to him, not according to any procedure or anything. It was just about him because he's a minister. He was a member of parliament. He's a member of parliament at that time. So there is no any connection. I think he defeated the intention of that interview, if I'm to say it that way, because it was all about.
Now, do you think such a person would lobby for good policies that improve the economy of the nation? Do you think such an individual has got the prowess, the slightest capability of lobbying for policies that cater for the majority of Zambians to stand a chance to compete with other individuals who come to Zambia and have an upper hand? Do you think he's got an iota of such dignity?
Mona, I think from the way I've listened to this and the way he was answering, it is difficult because he seemed not even to understand these policies we are talking about. So that's why this issue of these politicians, as you have said, we have lost it because now we look at how popular one is, how much money he has, even regarding of maybe the education background and whatever. So these are the things that these politicians will take advantage of because they are known, they have got money, they have got guns and everything, they can intimidate everything. But there is nothing he understands about policies because we don't expect anything good coming from there because you can see from the way he's articulating issues. So there is lack of understanding of certain things. It's not that he found himself there because of either being popular or because of these gangs the Kabushi is talking about.
And he already knows how to keep his seat and how to maintain his political clout. Just go to the grassroots, buy to jili, make sure you've got NATO forces, instill fear in these people, pay AMA drivers money, buy them fuel, make sure that your political territory, especially in your area, is intact. If you do that, you're going to be a minister of Lusaka. You're going to be able to have high-ranking positions. So I really believe and I feel, or rather I understand, we need to have another criteria of filtering out our leaders. Just because you've gained notoriety and you're very popular on ground, there has to be another threshold. There has to be another bar, another criteria that you're supposed to be meeting in order for you to be in order for you to maintain such a high position, or even for you to be considered to occupy a very important and crucial position, because apparently our strategy hasn't been working thus far, you know?
Yes, Moon, I think now with this new Dawn government, I think they've laid a platform because all these things were happening because, the issue of cadres and everything, it was at its highest peak. Now with this terming of the cadres, if those whose duty it is to look that there is no cadres and whatever, I think this issue of guns and whatever which people are using to make them popular and say whatever they would want to say, they would go in markets and whatever. I think it's a good move. I don't see it happening maybe in the coming elections if the cadres are suppressed as it is right now. It would be something good because now maybe people will resolve in trying to use policies and use something that they will be able to convince the people why they should vote for them. Because like as it was, sometimes you find that because somebody is known in an area and he has got a gang, he was able to suppress other people even from denying them from campaigning. So that was the problem of Hichilema because they had that backing. Now, if the issue of cadres as it is, if it is cut completely, I see now people might change the strategy on how they would convince the electorate who are the people who vote. I think by that is a good move by the new government, which they will put, and we should be able to see the issues people are raising, why they should be voted into office.
Right. So anyway, let me play you another clip of another example. So, gentlemen, I'm just giving you prime examples of what used to happen back in the day. So we're going to listen to Sinda MP giving his debate in Parliament. So let's just listen to this.
Mr. Tembo, is your time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for according me this opportunity to debate Eastern Province. Mr. Chairman, I won't waste much of time, but before I start my debate, I want to appreciate the administration for Eastern Province, Honorable Minister, with your team. You are doing well in Eastern Province. Mr. Chairman and the Honorable Minister, I want to start with thanking the government under able leadership of His Excellency Dr. Edgar Lungu, what we have received in Eastern Province. Sir, under health sector, we have witnessed a massive infrastructure development. In Nyimba, I don't want to do so much what my predecessor speaker what was said, but I want to appreciate what the government has done in Nyimba about that district hospital, which is about 75%. Katete, the minister came and he did the groundbreaking. We had already hospital, St. Francis, but because of congestion, the minister, he has heard our cry that now population has grown. So he came and he did the groundbreaking, another district hospital, which is the contractor will be on site in January. Mr. Chairman, it is my day today. And we are going to remember Kasungula. This government of PF have done so much in Eastern Province, in Zambia, particularly in Zambia as a whole. So what I want to say is that we have received multi-million dollars construction hospital in Petauke by the name of Karindawalo. People haven't visited Eastern Province. You can witness with me that there we have got a Karindawalo hospital, a very big hospital. The Minister of Energy, you can come to Eastern Province to find that hospital. Honorable Minister, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Chairman, today you can see there is so much support for Honorable Kazinga. It's my day to remember. When somebody can die, you bring the kakripu. This is Kazunga's grip today.
The member will debate the province.
Mr. Speaker, Eastern Province have witnessed a very good load. The president was there doing that, commissioning that road, the greatest road, from Luangwa up to Mwami Road. Is it not a good government? Is it a question? It's not a good road. It's a good road. Sometimes we learn to appreciate what someone is doing. The president has done a lot of things in this country. This country belongs to Kazungula, belongs to you. Even by UPND, MMD, PF, we need to support His Excellency Edgar Lungu. We have got only one president in this country, and his name is Edgar Lungu. There is only the MP in Sinda by the name of Tembo Masauso Kasungula. Only one leader at a time. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank this government and Honorable Minister of Health. You are a very good man. You have done a lot for Eastern Province. But I wanted to see your neighbor there, Honorable Charles Banda, because we want to see DF. His predecessor Vincent Mwila, he gave us the CDF, Minister of Finance, before we are adjourning this parliament next week. Make sure you give us CDF.
Through the chair, member. Mr.
Through you, chair. Through you, chair. Through you, chair. Because people, they are watching me. Through you, chair. People from my constituency, they are watching me. They want to CDF. And I want to talk to Honorable Charles Banda because we are coming from the same district. I want to say where we are coming from. It's a rural area. Without CDF, we cannot prosper. So we want the Honorable Charles Banda, Law Government Minister, provide a CDF for what Honorable Charles Banda should do also emulate what Vincent Mwila did. He gave us CDF, so we're just waiting for him. He's a very hard working minister, Dr. Charles Banda. I'm also Professor Kazungura, so I just in the same role. Mr. Chairman, this government has done well about this towers network because people didn't see that they can call me. Even in the bush, they are able to call Kazungura.
Anyway, let's just end it there. Otherwise, it just keeps on going on and on and on. So, do you think we are able to be proactive as a nation when we have Bowman Lusambo and his brothers? I'm sorry about Lusambo. I'm sorry.
When I see, Parliament is known of being a comedy house somehow, but this is a different kind of comedy you can really listen. Even the people he is representing in the community, as he was proudly saying that they are watching, I don't think these are some of the things they sent him there to represent them. No, that is the problem that we always have, Mona, whereby we always want to be appreciated by those people whom we work under. So you find that those people have got those intentions. It's difficult to say things as they are or to call a spade because there is one person in their mind they would want to impress. So you find that people have got nothing to say. Even when they have got one good point, the way they will say it, because they would want that other person to really appreciate them, that they've mentioned their names, that they have done this and this. And at the end of it, it sounds like there is nothing they have said. So we need to change the mindset as Mr. I've forgotten the other name. Mr. Jason has said. Yes, it has to start from us people in the rural areas. We're supposed to know that these elections has been their term and then it always comes after 5 years. And we should have learned a lesson with these people that we elect, the way they deliver, the way they do certain things. I think if people were able to learn, they were going to know that the criteria we used to choose this man to represent us was wrong. We know that social media has really contributed very much in terms of making other people popular. As for this previous election, that I think about 60–70% of the campaign and other things were done through social media. That's why you saw these certain other people made themselves famous through the same social media. So my appeal to the Zambian people is that it is the Zambian people that feel or that undergo these problems. And you can even know when someone has come to you, explaining to you why they would want to be a member of parliament, why they would want to be a councillor, and you can judge from there. Sometimes I feel pity and I feel sorry when some people have gone to that position where they are unable in parliament to present the problems of the people, but the people they are.
Brother Mark James, Thanks a lot. We'll get back to you. Let's pass it over to Brother John. Brother John, we have a question from Nirenda Zico. How do we get to change the mindset? So, okay, Brother John has disappeared. So can we bring in Reverend Brian? While we have a policy whereby people have to, at least don't be in your bed, don't be naked. It makes the show look professional. So, just be prepared when you come through. Put on a shirt, be seated upright. It just adds some professionalism to the show. So we've been advocating for that. So, Brother John, welcome to the show. How do we get to change the mindset? How do we improve the quality of our leaders? And talking about CDF, because the Sinda MP was trying to lobby for more CDF. So how do we get to ask our MPs, how did the previous MP for Petauke, Sinda, or any other constituency, how did they get to utilize our CDF or the CDF that they were given? And basically, how do we get to raise the bar using data and history?
Okay, thank you very much for welcoming me. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You can go on.
Okay. I just really joined and listened to your channel a few weeks ago. Somebody introduced me to you, so I'm a bit off the loop, if you like, because most of the subjects that you're talking about are a bit foreign to me, so to speak. I've been out of the country for a long time. I'm calling you from Chafford 100 Essex in the UK.
Lovely. So what's the major difference between people in the UK and in Zambia, since you've been there? Like,
okay,
you've got first-hand experience.
The big difference is Zambians, we lack the capacity. We don't trust ourselves that we're able to compete with other people. We suffer from what I can call a superior foreigner syndrome. Anybody who comes outside of Zambia, we see them as superior to us. You see, when we're talking about investments, for example, we don't think Zambians can invest within Zambia. We're always talking about other people. I joined when somebody was talking about the Lebanese and the Asian. You see, let's take the Lebanese, for example. Lebanon is a dysfunctional country. Lebanon is a dysfunctional country. Lebanon is a failed country. It used to be a majority country, now it's a Muslim country, and things have turned around. But when Lebanese come to Zambia, we treat them like superior human beings. We treat them like they know better than we do. You see? And this is a problem with Zambia. We're always talking about somebody bringing the money into our country and helping to build. Nobody's going to build Zambia except Zambians. Nobody. All those shopping malls are opening for you. It means in the future, Zambia is going to be a dumping ground for everybody else. You cannot develop as a country, as basically a huge Sokoni market or a huge Soweto market. That's what we are now. All these shopping malls, they don't do anything for us. Everything is, made outside of Zambia. They bring them in Zambia, they sell them in Zambia, then they take the little money. The more they take the money that they make in the country and just leave a little bit for us. But that kind of economy, which is kind of a trading economy, if you like, a selling economy. We are not manufacturing anything. There was a time in Zambia when we used to manufacture something, and then it used to get exported to the UK. There was a time we used to do that. Now we are importing everything. Our kids, what do you call them, Generation Z? Or not the millennials, probably the millennials as well. They don't know what it means to work hard.
Yes,
before I came here, I used to work for Chloride. Chloride was one of the best companies, not just in Zambia, but in the world. We used to export all kinds of things, batteries, led and all that kind of thing to the Congo, to Zimbabwe, to Kenya, to Tanzania, to Egypt, to Botswana, to Malawi, before. And the company just collapsed. It wasn't just SARS who collapsed.
But why did that happen?
That happened because we introduced this, what they call the market economy, which meant everybody can bring anything here and compete with the locals. You see, even here in Europe, they've got quotas of what they can bring here. For example, they know that America is a very, very powerful economy. They don't allow America to compete with Europe. They've given them just how much they can bring into the European market.
So basically, policies are very important, and we're
policies are very important, and those policies have to develop the if you like the Zambian identity. Okay, both in terms of industry, in terms of education, in terms of farming, in terms of everything. You see, today's young people, they like to everything we're importing with, and it's getting worse because with the introduction of the social media and the internet and everything else, these kids are on the internet 24/7, and they're importing ideas that are not helpful to us. So I can't talk much to compare, but I just one more comment. That video I was watching, is that a member of parliament?
Yes, that was an active MP, Sinda MP
really?
To be precise. Yes.
It's a joke. That's like a clown, That's like in a playhouse or something. And those guys are supposed to be in charge of the country, right?
Correct.
There you are. That's a problem. When you have such a clown in there, it doesn't. And the other. When you have such a clown in there and you're supposed to be representing, you see, when you are in parliament or when you're a minister, you're not just competing or working for the Zambians, you're competing with the rest of the world. Understand that? If you're a minister of finance, for example, you're not just trading with the Zambians, you're trading with the other finance ministers from all over the world. Can you imagine putting that guy with member of parliament from the UK on the same table? What is he going to say?
How are they going to negotiate?
You
when
can't.
you're trying to negotiate, you need to have wits.
You
need to have reflexes that can allow you.
You need to have
an
this. Absolutely, you have to have this aura about you. So when you're a member of parliament, you have the equal authority in terms of like Zambia being a sovereign country, in terms of leadership, you need to have that clout, that understanding that a member of parliament has the same authority as a member of parliament here or as a senator in the United States. They're equals, okay? But if you listen to that guy, do you think he thinks that way?
That guy can't convince me to go into business with him. And
no,
I'm just like a
He's a clown.
I'm just a poor guy.
In any case, so I'm a bit off on the subject because I really don't have much to go on. But this is a very, very good program. You should keep it up and try highlighting stuff that is happening back there for those of us who are not here. There are so many of us who are in the diaspora who don't know what's happening back home. Or better still, whatever we know is kind of scandalous and kind of funny. So so keep it up. I mean, it's really very, very appreciated. I mean, I came across it and I was. By the way, I'm Oscar's brother. Probably have seen the surname.
Yeah, I've seen the surname.
Yeah.
So I was wondering because I was like,
brother
Oscar hasn't. He doesn't have a gray mustache.
He's the one who introduced me to your program. So.
Oh, lovely,
Yeah.
lovely. So before you leave us, I want to find out from you, because the new Dawn government has managed to secure an IMF loan, and they have managed to have some very good tangible negotiations after only 3 months. Now, this is something that the Patriotic Front has been failing to do for the past God knows how many years. So what has changed, and what does this mean for Zambia? By the way, your young brother has just popped in. Brother Oscar is here.
So you see what's happening is that we can't be so keen on borrowing. What is the strength? Imagine you're going to the bank to borrow. Okay, the bank knows, are you going to be able to pay back that money? Now, in the case of these institutions like the IMF, China and the rest of these guys, they want you to borrow so you can be indebted all the time. Once you are indebted to them, then they call the shots. You see, what is our capacity? What is the strength under which we are borrowing that money? I can tell you that I'm not there, but I can say for sure that there's probably anything between 1 to 5 billion lying around from this guy who stole the money from the last 10 years.
Right on.
If we took that money back, we can use it to build our country. There's a lot of, you see, here in the UK, for example, if you're given a government, say, a contract or something, say you're supposed to build houses, they don't pay you upfront. You start your own project, they inspect it. When they are happy with it, then they pay you. Okay, so you've got inspectors that are coming at every stage of the way. You put the foundation because they've got these parameters they go with. Okay, they say this is what we want. These are the standards that we want. So they tick every time you start the foundation. They come and check the foundation. They tick. It's done to the standards. When you put the energy and gas pipes and everything, they come and tick. Can you imagine the gas pipe blowing up with a thing that is about 20 floors high and 1,000 people resident in here? So they check everything. When you come and put in the water pipes, they come and tick, they check. The bricklayers, when they're building, they just don't start and go all the way up. Every single thing is ticked and checked by the inspectors. You see, when you put the roofing on, they come and check. The glasses, they come and check everything. But in Zambia, you have this project. Somebody is saying he's going to build a road. They pay him upfront, and the guy doesn't do anything. Or if you build a second, a shady, very shady, a poor thing. So that's one of the things that we can think before we go to start and try and borrow money from somebody else. Let's look within Zambia. There's a lot of money in Zambia. The reason why all these so-called investors are coming to Zambia because we're just sitting on it. We're not doing anything with our own resources. You see, everybody's coming pretending to be an investor, but they bring very little and make a lot of money while they're still in Zambia. You see, we have to do something about that. We really have. Otherwise, we're not going to develop. We cannot. You see, all the money that is there is going. I was listening to your program the other day about Zambia Airways and stuff like that. For example, the question you can ask yourself is, how come there are so many other airlines operating in Zambia, and we've just been sitting like that? You see, of course, the planes that the airlines bought are kind of outdated and stuff, but the idea. You see, when somebody wants to travel, they go online, they Google, and they want to go. They don't want to pass in another country coming to Zambia. If I'm a tourist, I'm coming from here, I don't want to pass through Ethiopia. You understand? I don't want to pass through Zimbabwe, South Africa. I want to come straight to Lusaka. You see? So it's a huge incentive on tourism if you have your own airline.
Right.
A huge incentive. You see? Because nowadays, all I have to do is just go online, Google Zambia, and then Google the travel arrangements, and then I see, I have to pass through Ethiopia, I have to pass through Kampala, I have to pass through, Nairobi, Harare, Cape Town or Johannesburg, that sort of thing, So there are so many things that have gone wrong, really, so many things. So, but in any case, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing for us. there's very little about Zambia really on the internet. So this is a very, very big deal. Well done.
No, thank you. Thank you for supporting us. So, Reverend Brian Voalia, I hope you are okay and you're ready. Give us your points. So, how are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, Mona. How are you? Long time.
I'm very good. Yes, long time. I hope today you're not really going to give us the theology and the points that you usually give us, because you've got a way of agitating our lines of thoughts. So anyway, what's your contribution to today's topics?
Yeah, this other thank you. I want to say thank you for this program that is very encouraging, and at the same time, I think very sad that Zambia, we have a problem. The problem is we think Bazungu, the language they speak is the only language that we can speak. The setup of the parliament, if you compare Zambian parliament to South African parliament, since the people who have got knowledge and the people who got wisdom. The people who got knowledge, they acquire knowledge from school. The people who have got wisdom, they are born of it. Since some of the parliamentarians, some of them, it's why can't you have a policy whereby
it's not even about it soon. Vambia bantu na muchibemba kupa pavati fishi vareranda vananguni muchibemba. But anyway, go on before I destroy your lines of thought.
Yeah, so I think we need we're looking for the opportunity that maybe we can have those like the minister, the last clip you gave. It was supposed to be provincial assembly, not the national assembly. We need to have those local assemblies where that means are supposed to be. Then this national parliament is well supposed to have people are learned. Okay, so that they take the information from the provincial assembly then to the national assembly. That means I would have qualified. Then another problem that I think the Zambian system is so much bad because what's supposed to be done is we need to have, I think most of the parliamentarians or the MPs that we have been having, most of them are dormant. The problem is, that we need to have Banachimbusa. I don't know, Ramona, if you understand Banachimbusa then.
Banachimbusa baku parliament, bosses.
Banachimbusa baku parliament. These are the people, yeah.
Okay, so I'm confused, but go on.
Yeah, you don't have to. But the thing is, why I would say we need to have an people can teach, not where they are taught procedures, but who can counsel these MPs how to behave, what to say, and how to say it. Because
Sir,
most
let
of
me
them,
just
like,
cut you there. It's too late. An MP should be refined. We shouldn't be teaching an MP how to be an MP. They should be refined. They should be refined. So anyway, let's do this, Reverend Brian. You've got a way of doing things. So let's do this. In the beginning, you said we highly regard foreign investors, right? We respect them more in comparison to our own Zambian natives. Why do you think that is?
I think it's a set of the system. The system, because we think the only person can bring development in Zambia.
Yes, but why is the system like that? You see, what we try to do in Zambia is provocate answers. We understand we've got a lot of problems. We've got problems. Think if more problems, so what? The thing is, we're supposed to be giving answers and solutions. We've identified we highly regard foreign investors. That's a problem. What's the solution?
The solution is to, like, for example, like the way you are, okay? The government is supposed to identify people like you. If they go, maybe if you go along Kalingalinga, the people are making a good thing there, okay? They need to empower them by buying. If we find that, you know, there's some chairs which are made in Matelo, why can the government give those people, you know, they group them, put them together and say, okay, we're giving you this business, we're giving you this, we're going to buy these chairs, and they even give the conditions. In that way, you find that the money that was supposed to go and buy the chair, if you look at it when they changed what there was a change of the government, a lot of things, the chairs were bought from outside the country. Those, you know, the table were bought from outside the country. But our own locals, they're able to make a wonderful chair like the one we are sitting on. But the problem is the mindset needs to be changed from the topmost to the lowest. Even there must be a policy whereby no government, you know, no procurement.
Yes, that's the answer. The answer is about policies. That's the answer. Policies.
Yeah. Yes.
But anyway, Reverend Wadia, I'll get back to you.
So
stay on the line. I'll get back to you. Just stay on the line. We'll have another deep talk. Brother Oscar, welcome back. We saw your older brother.
How did you know that he was my older brother?
I saw the similarity plus the surname. Like a lot of the most common name is Pombo with an M. I've never seen with a P without an M. So that was very peculiar, peculiar to me. And I was like, they have to be related. Plus the demeanor, the swagger, everything was pointing towards you. So anyway, Brother Oscar, give us. We're here with Reverend Wadia. We'll get back to him. But first of all,
good evening, Reverend Warrior.
Yes. So what's your contribution to today's topic? So we've got a lot of things to talk about, the IMF and all these other topics. So what are your takes?
Mr. Moon, I think I appreciated the, well, first of all, I greet the viewers. I greet those who are following this beautiful program, educative program. And I think we have to keep it up. We need to help our brothers and sisters really be free to discuss and chat on issues pertaining to the development of our country. Right. Okay. I loved very well the video you put at the beginning. That guy from China. I don't know the name of that gentleman.
Yes, the student. I think he already graduated.
Yeah, that student. He said the truth, exactly the truth, and I think also my brothers also you know, pinpointed some of the things from the United Kingdom point of view. More or less, England, here in Italy, they were all under the European umbrella. So I would maybe connect my discussion with that guy said from China. You know, in Zambia, we have also to accept this. We are still very far insofar as being independent politically, economically, and financially is concerned. If this is missing in a country, you cannot be competitive with other countries. It's very difficult. I would say maybe it's impossible. That's why the status of our governance or our government in Zambia at the moment is under the pressure of external conditions, economically, maybe even politically, economically, and now we are talking about the health as well. We are under foreign. You are talking about the policies. We are under foreign policies people give us conditions. So the gentleman from China, he said the truth. The same thing which happens in Europe. UK was under Europe, now it's out of Europe. They are now independent. Now, so I would say Italy as part of the European countries. Here in Europe, there are conditions, very severe conditions. If I talk about myself, I am in this country for so many years. I am not given the authority to possess certain privileges. I cannot buy freely a big piece of land without this country benefiting. The same thing that the guy from China said, if it is 50-50, it means I get 45, maybe 45. No, I get something like 40% as working in partnership. And the country benefits in 60% between my partner and taxes, other payments for this country, etc., etc. So the country benefits. Now, we are not going to pretend. I don't want to pretend as if we can expect our President Hakainde Hichilema to change the system of making politics in Zambia very quick. It's not going to be like that. We need to give our president time. I think I said it even yesterday. He is a good man. We need to trust him, and he is going to change. He says, I quote his words, I am going to elevate the level. I'll put the level high so that whoever is going to come after me, you find it very hard to go back to what has been happening, shameful way of doing politics. That's why, look at only in Africa, we say politics are dirty. In Africa, we still remain with that. Politics, our politics, they were dirty. No, in Europe, they would say the highest level of exercising charity and service is equivalent to politics. Highest level. That's why they give them that title, honorable, even if probably they do not deserve personally, but the title, they deserve it, the title. So it's a highest level of serving the citizens. Imagine, Mamuna, they give you 18,000 Zambians to serve them. That is a highest level. So if we congratulate that politics is dead, what does it imply? It implies that we are not going to call them to do accountability. Let us lift the immunity. You think as if we want to kill someone or we are being unjust. It's just something natural. When the Zambians have questions, can't we ask these questions? We can. Very simple and straightforward. But it's going to be complicated as long as we Zambians, we don't want to develop and grow politically and economically. So, our conditions, I go to the IMF. Vamuna, I think I said it as well on this platform. Nobody gives you credit for free. So, if we're in Zambia, tufuire fe twaishiva ukuibe party yo shani the truth is there are always conditions. The only problem yamu Africa yakubat ayama conditions ingabasa tupela. Then ama politicians, single politicians, they want to benefit personally, they want also to benefit. So what happens? Bamuna kukwata filefyo kuno ku Europe abayi chebalekana ama bilateral talks. Bilateral talks, it implies via ikomena muri karumu tefyo via ikomena muri karumu balanda they decide what to do, and then they come to us and they say, I am not complaining towards our president Hakainde Hichilema. I think he's going to do something much better, but I'm saying they close themselves indoors. Bilateral, then they decide. Ngabalefuana blue envelope, they receive utma blue envelope. They are not going to tell us whether they receive even utma blue envelopes. They receive utma blue envelopes. Why they don't tell us that they receive utma blue envelopes? We get to understand government yes kuba transparent. Why? Where on earth mwingapela free taxation kuma mines, which are the source for the Zambian economy? Where on earth? What is behind? Abantu balatuseka, they are laughing at us. They are balatfunishako 1.5 billion dollars. Do you know how much they are going to gain in 5 years without taxation? All the imports, all the extraction of copper, maybe even gold, maybe even diamonds, maybe even platinum, maybe even uranium.
Manganese, cobalt, uranium, you name it.
Cobalt. Yes. Now, especially you, the youth. I know, Mr. Muna, you have a possibility where you are staying, you have other advantages, and maybe the system of doing things is quite stable. But Muchaluche Sutafili stable awe. And do you know how much money Ababantuala send Zambia? Do we know? A lot of, I think it will be minimum 10 times the money that they are going to give you. If you're Shaba, if you're Colomba, Makamaka from a party that is governing a country, when you receive a gift, when you receive a gift, you become a slave. You want it or not. Okay, language andine. I'm a politician. I am not a politician, so allow me to use this language. I'm a politician. They use political language. A political language, you don't have to disclose certain things. No, but if we are Zambians, we are doing this so because we want our country in the future to become independent. If we refer Zambia, ngabaya funya kopa ku KCM, nangu kukushan ku ZCCM, ngabaya funya kopa. We want to know in the future, in the future, we want to know how much copper has been extracted in this year, how much has been spent for the extraction of copper, how much is the gain, and what percentage is remaining in our country, Zambia. If you ever kuntanshi nishinomba, I think ilevo kutiwafika po Hakainde kuntanshi wakafika pali ilevo because that man is a genius. I'll call him a genius because I've seen in him. So Bamuna, it depends on us. We need to question us. Inenga na landati na tualava our opposition. I'm trying to say, we don't want to tolerate ine abakalam batawatu ebere abaire ku Europe. When I was very young, nobody explained to me tuma tactics to ku Europe. Kutoka kwa kuno ku Europe teti wampele land. Tabatu ebere kuno ku Europe ine teti njisefe fine ma business fyandi na ambo kula pange mpia. Ero mpia shonse shirefuma no kufuma shirefuma without taxation impia, and it goes out through shale ana mutumande ketwaba honorable impia cash. Ero inenga ndefuma kuno ku Europe banji baba muna. Don't go out. You are not allowed to take away from Italy more than 9 how much? More than 9,000 euros. 9,000 euros 13 cent from here. Valampoka per airport. They are going to take how much money in Finance to business China? How much cash do they take away from Zambia?
They even have a bank, like the young man said. Vari panga banki iavo Muzambia.
Yes, that's what
in
I
your
wanted
bedroom.
to say. Bamuna, you are right. Nindemba pona kukeneka point. Nindemba. Now he's going to be a honorable. I talked to Chipakupaku, General Chipakupaku, the gentleman who has been now voted to be the permanent secretary to the Ministry of Defense. But General Chipakupaku na Addis Ababa, General, please. Bank of China. When I went into the Bank of China, Kukitwe na Pandola, they refused for me to open an account. Why refusing me to open an account in a Bank of China, which is in Zambia? What is that bank for? What is that bank for? Apanga to the 4 apanga tushinga to the 5. Niwanga akwatama accounts ku Bank of China. Abalipa platform ngepo muri kuti mwabika kuna the people who are following, if you have messages, please I have Marikwata oh chawa kanshi mwapususha
but it's because I'm in China.
Yeah. No, your bank is that bank has been made $10 before the stadium, Mwanawasa Stadium.
Yeah, there is even in Lusaka,
even in Lusaka is there, even in Kitwe, Pakitwe, Pama traffic lights. Mukupa shanyuko katwisha hapo paria, poya hapa paria. Mwebantu bewe na Zambia. They don't allow kia mukubika mwempia mfewe na Zambia. What is that bank for?
You know, in China, you can't even open a Visa account. You can't open Visa.
No.
You can't. They made it so hard that sending money out of the country is very hard.
Mr. Bombo, just there.
Sending money out of China is very hard.
Yes, it's very hard. They control everything. When I don't declare, impia shandine, if I don't declare my money, kuyuke, kuno kuyita, bakapoke mpia, they will get that money.
Yeah, that's when the government comes in. You know, the government has to play roles in the policies. The government has to has to protect its people, because people should be creative and innovative, but the government also has to make sure that it secures their safety, their, how can I say? Yeah, it encourages
their interests.
Yeah, it secures the interest, so it encourages them. Both of them are equally important.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. It will depend on us Zambians. My brother was saying.
Istanbul.
Mkwai, yes, please.
Yeah,
yes,
go on,
Mr.
Moses.
Mbo,
Go on.
Yes, that's on that Bank of China. Why is it that Bank of China is in Zambia, but we have never heard Bank of Italy, Bank of England,
it's
other
our
countries?
Government, it's the debt, all those things.
And the other thing is, who works in that bank? Are they, those employees, are they Zambians or they are Chinese?
Zambian and
we
Chinese.
Need to know.
Zambians and Chinese.
Zambian and Chinese.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is, does that bank contribute or pay taxes? If they say no, Zambian should open an account to that bank.
No, they don't say no Zambian.
Some of these things we need to come up with the law.
Oh. These are loopholes that our government has to tackle.
These are loopholes, Vamuna. These are loopholes Does our president, when our president is saying, let's curb corruption, let's retrieve the money that has been taken without accountability, we are going to retrieve 70,000 kwacha, 150 million kwacha, 70,000 million kwacha. Do we know Zambians? This is a question I can pose. If I was a journalist in Zambia, I was going to pose this question in public to our president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Does he know exactly how much money goes through these Chinese banks in Zambia? If he does not know, why? What is the explanation?
You know, sometimes dealing with such things, I guess it's very hard because, you know, for example, Hakainde Hichilema, right? When he comes in power, he came in power this year, he finds Bank of Zambia is already established. For it to be established, there were things that had to be set up. They had their plans, for example, maybe
memorandum of understanding, previous agreements.
It's very hard for a new government to come and just break everything that it actually puts the country at risk. It's like, for example, Zimbabwe, what happened when Mugabe just decided to chase away the white farmers. That's probably a right move, but it just doesn't. Such things put the country at risk. Like you have to be very smart in making such decisions.
That's why I was saying we need to have leaders who know how to play the game. You see, China is only doing it for survival. It's nothing personal against us. They're not thinking like, these guys are black, so we're going to step on that. They're just trying to survive and
for example,
do business.
Before I came to China, I thought it was only Zambia. But when I came to China, I realized that the whole world is in debt to China.
Exactly.
The whole world. It's just a game. It's just for survival. The whole world owes China.
No, go on.
It's nothing personal.
Yeah, it's nothing personal. You just need to understand and play the game. For example, if you really want to disrupt how everything has been happening, you start slowly. You just can't do it 100%. You're going to lose. They're going to grab you by the balls. You're not going to do anything. But if you start maneuvering in certain ways and start doing things differently, slowly but gradually, you will, unshackle, or rather, you unchain yourself basically and improve the situation.
I have been seeing what this guy has been doing. Kagame. Paul Kagame.
Yes.
I think he's starting slowly. He's doing that. You can see the agreements he's making. They're starting to refine.
He knows how to play the game.
And he's going for poor countries that are also struggling as well. Like he knows how to do it slowly by slowly. Like he's not just cutting all the ties and say, no, we won't get aid. We won't do this.
You can't.
That's why, my dear, that's why I'm saying our responsibility. What I'm doing now myself is I'm playing like what Mr. Mona likes to say, devil's advocate. Okay?
Needed. It's very needed.
I am provoking. I am trying to be the responsible opposition to the ruling party.
Very good.
so holding the ruling party accountability. So what do we do now? We need to ask intelligent and sometimes difficult questions. Takuri kwikalapo fye tatwakula ikalapo fye because if mwe bantu if ndef mona kuno inena ala ikalapo shana tipantu ubu teko wafuma ko bale to ba shut up, you are from the diaspora, shut up ofu bale to ababa Hakainde is opening the ear to open the ear and listen. Abantunga bale yirishanya, it is wisdom. This president is a wise person. So if we don't but tatwakula ipusha, if tatwakula ipusha tuma questions ati kabiri nomba tomato bali wesha ako to tomato no, that's too cheap. We want the heart of the economy of Zambia, the heart of the economy of Zambia at the present ni mining. That's the heart. So if we're heart of the economy, imoba munanga namukwata omutima. Kuti nabuula omutima wandine napera bambya ati ikate. In for this is what is very difficult to understand. In omutima wandi, I'll keep my heart very jealously. Ngachako bati kutina nafako na ombi ukupema because of my heart. I'm going to help, but I won't leave my heart in the hands of others. A provocation in ndefwa yokulanda pusana sana. If you IMF katwa talike because we were in deep trouble. Zambians, we needed someone to help us. So in talike, whatever conditions they have given us, we as a country, a defaulted country, and we are soon going to get defaulted with the European bonds. The European, Tefe Wamuna, am I wrong? I hope postponed by European.
And we already defaulted.
Yes, we have already defaulted. Now we were going to default on Eurobonds. Now, thanks God and thanks to this genius, President Hakainde Hichilema. He has
don't praise him too much. He's also just human. I support him, but he's also just human. He can make.
Yeah, but ababe mbabalanda tu shitasha.
Yes, but the thing is, we should just be proactive. We need to be hearing tangible points from the opposition, not if Yamusalula. For example, one of these things that we can tackle right now that the government can do is give good policies for the people who are trading Mukula. Brother Oscar, there are people who are trading Mukula and they are selling 1 ton of Mukula at 3,500 kwacha. That is slightly over $100. It's around $130 somewhere there, give or take. But what these Chinese people are doing is that very same 1 ton Mukula, they are selling it for $17,500. Now look at the discrepancy. So what we need is the government to come in and say, okay, here is the trade floor price. If you're going to be trading and buying Mukula in Zambia, this is the best price. This is the minimum price that people can buy, and the government comes in. You understand? So if you look at the way the Chinese traders are making profit in comparison to the Zambians, they are making more than 16,000 profit. You know, there are people trading Mukula right now. They are selling at 3,500 per ton, while the Chinese counterparts are bumping it up to 17,500. Now look at the discrepancy there. So we need government policies to be pro-Zambian businesses and entrepreneurship. These are the things that our opposition will end up. There's no way. How?
Even in that,
that exactly. Sometimes this multi-party system.
Sorry, just on that, the selling of Mukula also, I would like to be cautious because Nalisa evaporated time Natawe, our country, when you are flying over Zambia, it is becoming a desert. Zambia was a forestry, it was a savanna. So Wamuna, even the question of selling Mukula, I would ask for, postpone it and do survey. For example, how many kilometers do we have of this so-called Mukula? If one Mukula takes 50 years to become matured, when the Mukula tree is cut down, what happens? In a question, when they cut down a Mukula tree, what happens? Are they planting another Mukula tree? If they are not planting another Mukula tree, that business has to be halted. Let it sell it in Zambia. Let us not take it to China. Let a Chinese person who requires Mukula come in Zambia.
I saw a video here in China where they were sharing and they say, like, they're making fun of Africans. They say this wood, you can get it like funny deals and all that shit. Then it actually hurts me seeing these videos, like of them sharing such videos, talking about how how they can steal from the Zambian people. It was actually from Zambia. I was like,
Yes,
what?
I
And
think
you're
I've seen
actually
it.
seeing it here, and it's being sold at an expensive price. They're making so many things from it, and you'll be like, I feel bad whenever I see such videos.
Exactly. And this example of Mukula, I'm not trying to encourage it. I'm just giving
Mr.
you an
Mona.
example of where the policies should come in. And of course, we shouldn't condone, because Zambia will become a desert and then will die out of hunger. I was just giving an example of how the government can play a role to improve and be pro-Zambian with regards to how business is done.
We can
Moses.
also have deforestation
Hello,
programs.
Mr. Mona. I think what the government need to come up is like what they do with FLA. FLA, they do buy maize from farmers. We need to have at least an agency standing in behalf of the government, so that local people, when they have got that mukura, they sell to that agent, which will be standing for the government even to sell it abroad, so that that money can remain here in Zambia, just like Mr. Mpombo has stated. That Chinese can come into government, they agree terms and conditions, at what price should they buy that mukura, so that us Zambian, we can have that mukura and sell it to the government. In that way, maybe it can help.
Yeah. I think one of the, I don't know if I can contribute. I think one of the most helpful things is also giving the, what can I call them? The guys that get it, what can I call them?
What are you trying to say?
Mukula, like giving the guys that, like the locals, giving the locals the equipment they can do, like to refine it, because things are more expensive when they're refined. But the problem is that they sell it directly as a raw material when it's just there,
right.
And like that, it obviously be devalued. And when they just do simple processes, like a simple process of refining, the price jumps. Like how prices jump when you refine something.
Of course.
So one of the solutions could be giving locals, or setting up local refining places. Even copper, for example, we just sell copper. Like the way we sell it it's raw, raw, just like that. The stones and all that. That's very cheap. It devalues it. But if, for example, if they give the locals in the copper belt or wherever they do mining, they give them the equipment to do some simple refining, the price jumps up. It can multiply by a number of times, and they can make so much from it. But the problem is that they're just selling the raw. They just get it, extract it the way it is, and sell it directly.
Yes. So anyway, what I love to do here on Z Corner is we've identified the problems. So what? Then what? What do we do today that can help us solve these problems? Yes, we sell them raw. So what's preventing us from refining them? Don't we have capital? If we don't have capital, why don't we do crowdfunding? Why don't we find ways to raise this money? Why don't we set up the plants? What's the problem? So we are supposed to be focusing on solutions already, because we already know what's wrong with Zambia. Everybody knows. Then what? So that's where the discussions come in. That's where these forums come in, and we set the ball rolling by provocating people to think. And then we start moving in a way whereby we engage these people. We start talking to these people. We start lobbying for good policies, and we actively start marching towards that particular end of the tunnel light that we want to go through. So as much as we can talk, gentlemen, it's just going to be vocal, and us stressing our vocal cords. We have to actively look for solutions and then lobby for those solutions. So my question to you, my dear panelists, is what can we do as citizens to make sure that our voice is amplified and we get to target the right people who can help us implement these policies? Because that's only when change is going to happen. So what do we do tomorrow, in a week, in 2 weeks from now? Yes,
can I go?
Brother Oscar.
What can we do? we can be tempted to pretend to have a very, very quick solution. I can read somebody saying Mukula takes 100 years to become mature. 100 years. And if we to fwa kuma 60 na kuma 70, that's when we die. So ine kutina nkafwa before one Mukula can grow. Well, that's terrible. So the pretense for us to have a quick solution, it's quite tempting, but I don't think it's a good idea. What can we do? I think what we can do is the stance that this government, the new government, has already announced. This new Dawn government is saying, sanitizing the system of governance. Let us sanitize. Let us now use a different style. So to change the way of doing politics, not to benefit the individuals, but to benefit the state. The president said, I'm trying to also encourage him. But President Walandati, let us halt permissions for hunting muma forest in wachita hot kwati takudi fyakusta hunt animals. Am I correct? Yeah. So they said, why did he say? He told that guy, the new young man, DMMU, whatever permanent secretary says.
National coordinator.
Yeah. He said, hot giving permissions, even if these guys, they come to you and they offer you secret money, a lot of money. They'll come to you and they'll offer you a lot of money. We are halting this practice. Question, why? The answer was, the country is not benefiting in that practice. Fantastic. So, apa, tieni tuisa le festi, utupunda, twai basket, choko twale fumina, menshi twai tapa, menshi mwavika, menshi mudi basket taile isula. Ya ture tapila mofia menshi taisula. So turo tupunda, let us go and seal those loopholes. And slowly our economy will change. So sanitizing the system of government. Second, I think, accountability. This government is talking about accountability. So let us know what is going on in ZESCO, what is going on in Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation, what is going on in the mining sector and other institutions. And then we'll move the third one, which I think it's important. Even you, Mr. Muna, this program that you have, educative program that you have, I would suggest that maybe in a month, Mr. Muna, or maybe in a year, give yourself a goal. We say, well, I don't know whether you can do it, but I'm just trying to talk about that. You give a goal, you say, well, we want the question of mining to come so clean. So this year, if our responsibility, or we are trying to tell the government, please, mwafika pesa pali ila question tu amepushe ya mukula. For instance, today for mukula fika wame. This year, if we mukula fe mpaka fie, question is going to be solved. Then we follow that. We follow it. We come back. Let us talk about it. Ngawale kawaya shika panshia mati tiona tushika tuanyanta pona makasa tuawela. Where is the situation on that point? Alawamuna, this is Z Corner. And other platforms, Ngabai Sanama questions, we are going to help the country. So, a quick solution, I think it's a very big temptation, but I don't think it's attainable. Let's start building. Already our president, beginning January, walandat, tien twala abantu school. I am here because I went through education, primary, secondary, university. And I appreciate these stages. Takwa boku tomboka. Kwa abambiro kulandati. Don't even follow those stages in your success. Tomboka fye tomboka walakwata na chibima walakwata na matraksi walakwata na fima bus tomboka. Now we come now to hear Bantunga, the dandy craze. The gentleman is a singer. He's not a politician. He's a musician. But Ali Pangaka mistake. He made a mistake in his choice. But dandy craze, what is he doing now? Let us learn from these mistakes. What are you saying? You wanted to jump in life. Take step by step. Respect the other people. Eloi wenga oleria. Ulencha ne boti. Uletukana nokuteka. Chimunyonge nga mole chura. Chimunyonge nga mole chura. No, let us not go for that. So, quick money, please, let us be careful with quick money. Ero ine, pari wa reverend warana wayapa. Ndelanda na pari tu papa tutuine. They are very dangerous to Zambia. Karaka papaka kuna Nigeria karate ishani uko kanani uko, what is that name? No, not that guy. No. I don't want to talk to that.
Amata something.
Karaka papati Amata. Those people. Those are just crooks. If we are, let us come, Zambia. Let us not be deceived. Kalani kakuru na chimona kaka ili Mzambia kaka ile Mukupala wa Lungu. What is that small boy?
He and Genesis.
Those are simple.
Misleader bantu. Baraba Mr. Mpomba baria kuwengisha moya Mukopala bakamba ngato aba monani on site, not in if yakuba diplomatic. Badanga to
aba Mukopala. Barawane pa kubaleta kukopala baria for baptism. So no, by Mwabantu, there are many people, many innocent young people who follow these people. I'm praying for you. Shinga, my politicians, this and that. Rubbish. Let us tell our politicians, please. Nava pokera marings you kwa marinsha. Those things, we don't deserve them. Tafyaba ko kuno kuita ya politicians wale poka marings kuma papa. Come on. Ngatawaya kuskuru. These politicians, let's do evening classes. We do evening classes so that they become matured. The more they are matured, the country is going to benefit. The more they are not matured, we are the ones who are going to lose. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. Have a good one, Brother Oscar. So anyway, gentlemen, give your concluding remarks. We call it the day. So who's going to go? Zico?
Yeah, I was thinking on one of the solutions. I think the one we're most capable of is organizing a team. Like, having people who the media, for example, you're involved in the media. Media is also is a very important part when it comes to influencing mindsets. That's one of them. That's one of them. Then we can also go into the actual things, like having people who go to these same politicians, targeting them. We can also start like organize people who do manufacturing, and it doesn't have to be large scale. The problem is that we all want to start at large scale, but it doesn't have to be large scale. It can be small, whereby you start something that's not really in Zambia and things like that. It can be small, but it grows bigger as time goes on. And then, yeah, but I think the most important part for now is the media and all those things. Because media, as I was watching an interview, it says it's like the psychological battle. It's like the psychological war. So we're in the 21st century. Now battles are no longer just guns and all that, but it's also the mindsets. So people have to be, people's mindsets have to be set in a progressive way. So one of them is through media. So like what you're doing already, it's very important. You're already doing something for it. So that's something that has to continue, because if it stops, you're also like stopping a fight against it, or you're stopping the education. Then the organization, okay, the main part is the organization, having a team that can tackle different aspects. A small team, it can start small and grows bigger, but it has to incorporate people who are interested, people who are committed and willing to do such a thing. People who want to see change. So like team, I think that's my point.
All right. Okay, thanks, Zico. Simkonda, brother Simkonda. Unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry for coming late. I was tied up for other programs. Also, let me also conclude to say that, I think what we need as Zambian is unity. I think that's the first thing. We need unity. Then from there also we need to have we need to work together as a team. That is also very, very important. And then from there we need to have a vision, and also we need to have a plan. What do we want to achieve? Maybe we are not supposed to look at the shorter period of time. We have to plan maybe 5 years from now. Where do we want to be? 10 years from now, 20 years from now. When you start thinking in that angle, you're going to put things in order. So now, at the end also, we have to make cooperatives. Let's make groups, like in a community, in a society, maybe come up maybe 10, 30, just like that. Then let's start up something. What do you want to start? Okay, we need this and this and this and this. The moment you start thinking in that direction, you're going to progress. And also for us to make that, to make sure that the government is aware about the program, I think you have to involve, we have councillors, we have MPs in our areas. So I think these are the people that we also have to target, so that we have to meet them. It's our servant. We have to go and meet them. This is our program. We want this and this and this. We have to work together as a team. We have to unite as a team. As a Zambians, we are going to move forward. I think that is what I can say.
Understood. All right. Thanks, Brother Simkonda. Brother Moses, give us your concluding remarks. Unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, go on.
Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. My contribution is our country needs to come up with a Zambia national food processing, which is going to help. And in addition, we need to have long-term plans, be it in government or just like my fellow panelist who was before me, who was just narrated on forming cooperative and others. As Zambians, we like fast money. Fast money, it is a problem to us. We need to have something when we start up, we to at least give benefit in future, in years. In that way, our mind is going to be changed, and it will contribute to the national economy, because when we move out from fast money to long terms, just like maybe planting something, let me give you an example of cassava. You can't just plant cassava now and expect by the end of maybe the end of 1 year or within 3 months, you have something there. No. Cassava can stay 2 years, 3 years, then you harvest. That is the plan as Zambia we need to come with. Then on the issue of these readers, even the political parties has contributed to this issue of not having real or well-deserved leaders in parliament to represent the people in constituencies in Zambia. We just go for majority. People are known. People have got maybe capability in terms of financial without following real leaders. Some of the leaders are there, but due to the maybe financial and other things, they are left out and try to choose those people who are capable. Ukulisha Monama, ward chairman, and other things. Marishiva, that word of politics is a dirty game. It involves a lot of things here in Africa. If you don't have money, you can do nothing. Starting from the ward level, what happens in this political arena is corruption. So we need to have at least a workshop. I give credit to this UPND government because even those people whom they are appointing now, they are not just ushering them into office and start doing their work or the work of the public or for the Zambian without having taken to at least they know the directive on that position which they have appointed to guide them. In that way, it has made this country, like me personally, to believe that at least maybe New Dawn is going to work. This has never happened in a previous government and other government also. So this is my contribution. The other thing is tackling on tribalism. Tribalism has also contributed to us, just because there were some people who were eager much to retain power. That term, the word tribalist, should be removed. We are one Zambia, one nation. Whoever leader we choose is the leader to represent and to rule this country, Zambia. And it's just a 5-term, yes, which is maybe if somebody is going to rule well, the way it was in, is it MMD, and the previous government which has ruled 10 years. That's how things is. And we have got the law, Zambian law, which is guiding us. A person who is being elected twice as 5 full mandate term should not stand again to be the president. We have got a law to guide us. So as Zambian, let us focus for the betterment of this country. Let us not just love because I want to have money, I want to be elected, I want to buy Shimyotokesha isa mona fimbi no kwata matraki na contract, no. We need to have the heart to develop this country. It's our country. I emphasize again on Zambia as the New Dawn government to come up with the Zambia national wood processing if we are to improve on this Mukura issue, because I know they can say stop, some restriction is there, but somehow, somewhere, these Chinese and other people, they are still buying logs and putting these logs in what? I am a container. Ma container. But I don't know, we have got ZRA, and I believe that ZRA, Pama borders, they do scan. They do scanning. Let's assume you have bought a car from South Africa. Ile pita apa bodo kuisa muno. They scan. Dimbiurefisa, tawishi taurefu kwa motoka ile imoneke pa boda pale. Pale baraishi bo mulimotoka. Why is it that it is difficult for us Zambians when these people called investors, they are stealing our minerals, they are stealing our mukuras? Nokuya pita parapene pa border semu tufirwa kupisha fintu from abroad into this country, but vaikata nokukosesha nabe kata most of the time is the Zambian side. Maybe the other side might be at least no kumfana febwino liminokupita kuti fyapita. But coming to our own minerals, Tureleka, there is a loophole. Our material is going out just because of corruption. No, we need to desist from that thing, that act. We need to change as Zambians. Let those people who are working there, ZRI and other things, understand that this is our country. And it's only them who Zambians have given mandate to work in behalf of Zambian to protect and guide this country in accordance. This is my, I think I rest my case there so that I allow my other panelists to take on. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brother Moses. Brother Emmanuel, conclude for us. We call it a day. Just be brief, precise, so that we knock off. It's already been 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Good evening, everyone there. Sorry for coming late. I just want to pick on a few things. The first one is about the long-term plans, which is very, very good. He talked about, Brother Moses talked about the issue of processing the timber, which is something that can create more job opportunities. But then we need to look at how to start planting these trees for us to have a sustainable long plan project for the country, which can create employment opportunities for the youths. Then there was something like politics, a debt game. Yeah, let me just disagree to agree with Brother Moses. Politics is never a debt game. It is the players who are dirty. Politics is a clean game. But the players, when you are corrupt and also spread that corruption to others, those are the people who are, those are the players who are dirty. So let's not make that politics is a dirty game. But from my understanding, it's not dirty. Then the other issue is about Mukupa. Brother Oscar talked about Mukupa, which can grow maybe for the next 100 years. Let's take, for instance, the cassava. It used to be, there's a certain variety which grows for 3 years. 2 years, 3 years, but later on, the Department of Agriculture was able to bring something which just grows within 6 months. That can also help us, even in.
Okay, it seems we kind of lost him there. Yeah, I can see people joining us, but it's pretty late. Come on, guys, we have to call it a day. And then Afeki, six pack. You want to show us your 6-pack? I don't know what's going on. So anyway, gentlemen, let's.
Mr. Mona, clarity on the issue of political is a dead game. I was just giving an example what happens on community in terms of what level, whatever. When there is a choosing of leaders who should stand and who should not. That's where karya ka system ka vera ko karya ekareta contributive. But I know for sure that politics is not a dead game.
All right. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Let's close it now. Brother Oscar, close for us. We end the broadcast.
Thank you. What a lovely program. What a lovely program. And thank you to all the panelists and all the Zambians who have followed Z Corner. We give also kudos to Mr. Muna for the efforts and for the interest for the country, even though he is out of the country. So he has the love for our country.
You're putting my business out there now, Brother Oscar. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So we thank you. And then I think I would end up by saying, we have great hope that there will be sanity, political sanity in Zambia, which would also enable us as Zambians belonging to different parties to come on the same forum and discuss national issues without insulting each other. It used to happen when it was under Kaunda in my family. I was Kaunda fan. My sister was Chiluba fan. So we used to discuss. Very, very friendly and educative. And the country did benefit. So I think we hope our country, there will be sanity. Education will be next. It will be free next year. So take advantage. Some of our friends who are behind. And we need this level of formation so that nobody is going to use Zambia as a dumping place for shopping malls, for funny business adventures. Let us take back Zambia in our hands and let all foreigners in good heart or goodwill come and partner with us as Zambians, and the majority of the income remains in the country. So thank you very much, panelists. Thank you very much, Zambians. We love you and we thank you for all your contributions. Thank you and good night.
Good night.